So look, today is December 29th, 2024, 11:32 p.m. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to really talk about where my mind has been in terms of reflecting on 2024 and heading into 2025. So for me personally, 2024 was really a year of rediscovery of self through isolation. So as I mentioned in other videos, I spent a lot of this year isolated, just really to myself, both from a lot of my peers and really like my family as well. But what I found through this isolation, whether it was something I was seeking out or something that just was a revelation to me, was basically just a better understanding of who's with me and who's not. Like I really, even though I didn't spend a lot of time with like my family this year, coming to the end of the year, I really understand the importance of family, because these are the people, whether these are your relatives or whoever it is, that love you regardless. And I think that as I learned to overcome a lot of the struggles that I faced and just developing myself, like I'm reading this book called No More Mr. Nice Guy. I may have mentioned that in an earlier video as well, but it's helped me understand that I don't have to be perfect. And ultimately all of these experiences that I've gone through, not only this year, but just in life, have brought me to this point, and this experience right now is going to take me to the next point. But having an understanding of I don't have to be perfect and I don't have to do things in order to be liked by people. Like my intention isn't to please anybody. My intention is really to please myself and to align myself with people who are in alignment with the things that I'm producing and just the energy that I'm emitting. So like I said, this year really, one of the things that I came to understand was like, okay, a lot of people aren't with me. Like I have family and I have friends, and I don't even like the word friends, but like if you're someone that's around and you're not my blood relative, it's like your family to me. But like the family that I have built is with me, but a lot of people aren't with me. So I have to remove the expectation that I perceive others have on me that aren't really with me, because if I'm trying to live up to standards of people that have proven and that I have become aware that are not really with me, I'm going to drive myself crazy, because the more I indulge in the behavior that is in alignment with I think that they want from me, it's going to further pull me away from who it is that I am. So like I said at the beginning of the year, it wasn't intentional, but it kind of just happened to where I came closer to myself. But yeah, like I said, so let's talk about like the isolation portion. Like I mentioned earlier, some earlier videos, like the people that I thought were with me, they weren't with me. So I found myself isolated. But in that isolation, I became more aware of the things within myself that I hadn't really understood, or I didn't even know that they were there. I wasn't even aware of those things being there and how they were affecting me and certain emotions that I had and the reasons behind certain emotions. And I think through that isolation, it unlocked a new level of willpower within me to do the things that I want and to really live the life that I want. But in order to really live the life that I want to live and that I'm continuing to pursue and align myself with, I had to go deep within myself and get answers to certain questions that I didn't even know needed to be answered, or things that were bothering me that were really stressing me out, but I was kind of avoiding asking the questions and really doing the deep work within myself to be able to understand why is it that I do certain things, and how are these things affecting me within the real world, and how am I allowing them to keep me from living the life that I want to live. So moving forward with a better understanding of who I am and how certain things affect me, I can do a better job at not necessarily suppressing those things, because I think they are inherent to who I am, and some of them aren't. Some of them I have just been able to get rid of, like certain negative beliefs due to certain things that I thought were true. Like my perception of things that I thought was reality, it was really just like it wasn't the right thing, or it wasn't true. It was just my perception. So changing the lens and the angle at which I was viewing certain things, not only about myself but the external world, has unlocked a new level of, okay, things may not be what they seem. So let me do my best to have a full scope of the situation before I make a decision, because I think I'm guilty of it. I know a lot of people are guilty of it just based on the conversations I've had with people, but we'll make impulsive decisions we make a lot of impulsive decisions based on our limited view of the situation without really coming to an understanding of all of the factors that came into play. Like, I know for me personally, I was frustrated with like my family dynamic, but just through reflection of self and just looking at my family situation and all the different things that we have been through in totality, it gives me a greater appreciation for where I am now, but it also gives me a better understanding of how I got here, and that understanding that the people around me, family, friends, they're just people. You know what I'm saying? So I can't hold them to such a high standard and be so judgmental of them because I don't know their story, and I can't allow myself to try to live up to the standards that I feel that they have with me because they don't know my story. So it's all a growing process, bro. But I think through that isolation and just coming to an understanding and an acceptance of myself, and understanding that I am worthy and I deserve the things that I want out of life, it gives me a lot more confidence to just go get it, because no one else is going to get it for me, and I'm the only one that truly knows me. And the people that know me a little bit less are the family that are immediately around me. And then the people that don't know me at all are just the crowd around, like pointing fingers. So let's go back to the idea of understanding that a lot of people just aren't with you because they're not in alignment with, like, people will just watch. Like, I know me personally, bro, like, they'd be like, bro, you shouldn't take social media seriously, bro. But I can't lie and say that it doesn't bother me when I put a lot of work into my content or something that means a lot to me, and the people that quote unquote know me or have been around or just like follow me don't support it. Like, bro, it doesn't cost anything to give somebody a like, bro. And like, you can call it petty, you can call it whatever you want, but I just unfollow so many people because it just doesn't, we don't serve each other, and that's fine. It's totally fine. Like, I'm understanding that I don't have to be angry about these things, but I'm also not forced to interact with you. I'm also not forced to look at you. I have the ability to click a button and remove you from everything that I consume on a daily basis. And I feel that if you don't align with what I do, you can just remove it at any time. You can just get rid of it. Like, it doesn't, like, you can block me. You can do that, whatever. But then, because I did find myself frustrated, like, damn, I'm doing all of this and people aren't supporting me. But I also have to understand that this new version of me is something that a lot of people that have known me from my past, they're not used to. So to change the image of yourself in someone else's mind is a very difficult thing to do, especially now with the internet and how things become these big things, or just people sensationalize a lot of different things, whether they realize it or not, both when it comes to big things and little things. So the idea that somebody has of you in their mind, it's very hard to change that. That's why you see, or you have the experience of getting a lot more support from strangers, because who you are is this person that you've built up right now. So it's the end result, or just the result that they're perceiving right now based on the totality of all your experiences. So had they been along with you and had been able to observe you from a close point of view, it would be difficult for most people to change their perception of you, because you spend so much time around someone, whether that be in the home or at school or the workplace, and then they make such a drastic shift in their lives for the better or for the worse. It doesn't really matter. It goes both ways. Like, most people aren't going to be able to change their perception of you, and that's totally fine, because you don't have to live up to their perception of you. That's where we have free will, and we have the ability to just remove each other from each other's lives. We don't have to speak anymore. There are a lot of people that, as I've grown and been on this journey, I just don't talk to anymore, and I don't want to. I don't really care to talk to you. I don't really I'm not really interested in what you have going on, because I've had a glimpse of it, and it's just not something that I feel aligns with me. And that doesn't come from a negative place. That just comes from being aware of what's going on and understanding that where this person is, I don't really have interest in that right now, and where I am, they may not have interest in me. But all in all, like, I'm happy that the experiences, I went through a lot of stress this year. Like, I can even tell, like, just being around, like, my family, because going back around my family after being isolated, it was kind of I had a little bit of anxiety around it, because I didn't know how I was going to be received into this space. Like, it's a holiday time, but it was just normal, and it felt like I've gone through all of this. I've isolated myself from my family. I've been able to come back around, and it's just normal. I'm a more evolved person, but they're there. They're there, and that's what I've come to realize. You have to. I don't know if unconditional love is like truly a thing. I think that everybody has their limits, but the closer you can get to people that have that type of emotion for you, and that you have that type of emotion for, I think it definitely, it'll instill within you a different level of confidence. Because I think where I fell short at is understanding that my family is going to be my family, but due to my experiences and like some experiences of abandonment, and where I felt a lack of support at in terms of me stepping into who I am authentically, I was looking for that into the world. And when the world couldn't provide me that, I had to realize that the fulfillment I'm looking for is really just within myself. Like there will be communities of people that support you, but I'm cultivating that. I'm cultivating that within the people that know me, and just being more honest and transparent about who I am, and giving the people that know me the chance to be introduced to this new me. Because even though I said like it's hard for people to change their identity of you in their minds, if you are able to articulate who you are and set certain boundaries within the relationships of the people that have known you the longest, and say, hey, I'm here now. I'm not necessarily this same person anymore, but we are still family. And if you can love me for who it is that I am and who it is that I'm becoming, then we can still continue to nurture this relationship that we have and continue to allow it to grow. But if they can't, then that's fine. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to be around them. And that goes for anybody. I don't care if it's someone you're very, very close to that just doesn't want to come to understand that you've made a decision for your life, a thought out decision, might I add. Make sure if you are going to make these decisions and changes within your life, you're making them from a place of thought, and you're making them from a place of really trusting in God and trusting in source, and doing what it is that you need to do in order for you to be the best person that you've been designed to be. Don't just make them irrationally or under the influence of substances, drugs, alcohol, or peer pressure. Whatever decisions you decide to make, bro, it should all be steps towards greatness and being your greatest self. But you also have to do a job. You have to do your due diligence in understanding who it is that you are when you're coming to the point of crafting the image of the person that you want to be, and the image that God gives you, in order for you to really understand that, hey, I am great. I do have potential. I can really be this person that I've been called to be, despite the circumstances, despite the conversation around it is that who I am. But despite the conversation around who it is that I am, I know me, and I know what God has for me. Because you have dreams, you have goals, and these things that have been implanted in your mind, they aren't there for no reason. They're there because you have a mission. You have an opportunity to create a great life that God wants to see you live. And I'm not a preacher by any means, but I believe heavily in God, in the higher power, and the source that we all come from, the source that we all manifest from. And I believe that the things that you do with your life and with your time should be in accordance with that. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be in accordance with the world. It shouldn't be in accordance with these people, because you're gonna spend. What I really had to realize a few years ago is I didn't act on it, but I kind of came to the realization, and the thought kind of started to bubble in my mind. But it's like, you'll spend so much time trying to please a world that doesn't know what they want. You know, they don't know you. Like, you don't. If you were to ask somebody what you want from your favorite artist, they probably couldn't tell you what they want. They would just give you an example of something that already exists, that they didn't know that they wanted that when it came into existence. I'll give you an example. Shaboozey, he had a great year in music, and he's doing something that's totally out of the box. But if you were to ask somebody a year ago, what would you want from a country artist or artist in general, they probably wouldn't have given you him. They wouldn't have described him. You know, they wouldn't have described it, because it's something that didn't quite exist yet. And I'm using him as an example because within the realm of creativity that he exists, he's kind of an anomaly, at least now, because now that's going to flick the switch in a lot of people's brains that, hey, we can do this, despite what's been presented for the last 100 years, I guess. I don't know. So you should move on. But for him, he wouldn't have done that if he didn't feel he could. So going back to the isolation, what it really gave me was an understanding of what I can do and what I want to do based on the gifts that I know have been given to me and the purpose that has been instilled within my mind to accomplish and set out to do. That has allowed me to explore deeper parts of myself and really understand who it is that I am. Like, know yourself. That's a big thing. Like, you really have to understand who you are. And that comes with understanding your family. Dr. Umar talked about that the other day on a stream with Rod, which honestly, it made me really reflect on the relationship that I have with my parents. I haven't really had the best relationship with my parents, just because I found myself frustrated about the way that they've done certain things. But I have to understand that we're all people, and to be honest, we're all just children. A lot of us are just children in adult bodies dealing with the trauma that we faced in childhood. And I don't know, I was around my little cousins this week, and it's such a crazy feeling, like being around these little people, because in my mind I'm thinking like I talk to them like regular people. I don't talk to them like kids. But then I have to understand that they haven't had certain experiences yet. So whereas I'm a little bit older, I have to guide them through these experiences while still allowing them to make the mistakes or really come to a full understanding of what it is that they're doing. But if they need help, like I really enjoy the process of explaining things. Like I really enjoy the process of teaching them and guiding them to themselves and guiding them to the conclusion. Like I don't want to just give them the answers, but I want to help them I want to guide them to the answers, and ultimately guide them to themselves, so they have an understanding of who they are, and they understand that they have that there's like they are someone they should be confident about. And honestly, I feel like I miss that in my life. So it's something that I want to do, not only to my family, but it's the whole reason I'm making this video, bro. It's like it's all about the journey of rebuilding that self-esteem within oneself. I've had, tripping out there, but I've had to do the work in rebuilding my self-esteem to even be able to come on here and talk to the camera. Like now I'm not the best I'm gonna be ever. Like I'm not the best I'm gonna be ever. I'm not the best that I'm going to be right now in this moment. And that's totally fine, but I know I won't get to that point if I'm not willing to hit record on this camera and come on here and speak my mind, truthfully, but in a way that is, it can be received, bro. Like I want people to hear it because the world needs help. The world needs a lot of help. But it all starts here. Like what Biggie Smalls said, you can't change the world unless you change yourself. So honestly, where I'm at right now, I think I'm coming out of that recovery phase. I'm still like learning it, and I'm recovering from being a people pleaser. But like this year coming up, I want to be more selfish, like period. Like I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I want to focus strictly on me and what it is that I got going on, because if I don't do it, nobody else gonna do it. And I just want to dedicate a year or however long it takes to really not giving a fuck. You know, like, and not giving a fuck in terms of not caring about the things that I'm putting out, but not giving a fuck about how it's being received, as long as I'm coming from my heart. And what really flipped that switch, I just became aware of this artist. I haven't really tapped into a lot of her music. I watched like a couple music videos, but I haven't like really delved into her catalog. Her name is Doechii, but they had a video. You know when you search something on TikTok and then it pop up, and then like a bunch of old videos. So there was a video I think from like 2019, and she was like, "What would happen if I just like stopped giving a fuck, and just did it? Like was myself unapologetically." So 2024 going into 25, now that I'm still on this journey of rediscovering myself and regaining my authenticity, and just being more concerned with myself and actually taking care of myself, in all aspects. I really want to be more selfish and kind of like follow the same footsteps that she did in terms of like, and a lot of great people. Now that when that thought that she presented came into my mind, I really got to reflecting on the discussions that I've heard via interviews or whatever it is that the people that I admire have said, and it all comes back to that. Like this year moving forward, bro, it's just me and God. Like it's just me and God. Like I don't want to try to overanalyze things to where I take God out of it, and not allow him to make them greater than what I could even imagine. But it's just me and God this year. Or really just forever, however long, bro. Like, I'm not gonna say like it's just not gonna be 2026. I'm not gonna be with God. Like, no, that's not happening. But like, it's just me and God, bro, and that's what I'm focusing on. I'm really focused on just being myself and who God has designed me to be authentically. Because, bro, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, okay, let me talk my shit. Let me because I'm not getting angry, but I'm getting like fired up. Like, like I said earlier, I'm kind of irritated about like people around me, but at the end of the day, bro, people don't really owe you shit. Like, I had to realize that people don't owe me shit. People don't owe me the support, but I also don't deserve to have y'all motherfuckers just sit in my face all day. Like you don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. Like, that's what I'm on. Like, that's what it is, bro. You not fucking with me, I'm not fucking with you. Like, and if you fuck with me, I fuck with you, and I appreciate you fucking with me, because you don't have to. You don't have to. You know what I'm saying? So I be looking at like people from my childhood, and it be weird. Like, how the fuck you gonna say something to me about what I'm doing, but not acknowledge it in a space where you know that the space is driven by social proof. Like, it's all driven by that, because I also had to come to an understanding that people don't like you until everyone likes you. You know? So like, I just unfollowed a bunch of people, but it's like, I'm already knowing those same people, and we could come back to this video and we can talk about it. I'll probably come back to it, but I'm already knowing that when shit get to going, right? When it get to really going and the impact is starting to happen and things are really starting to unfold and you know what I'm saying, the ball gets to rolling, those same people that were just sitting around watching are going to come back around. It's just going to be very weird energy, because I've witnessed it on micro levels as I've grown up, and it's just like, bro, that's weird energy, bro. Because if like, I'm not trying to paint myself like I'm just the most genuine person, but bro, if I fuck with you, I fuck with you. If I see your shit on the timeline, I'ma like it, bro, because I understand that helps you in whatever it is that you're doing. But don't sit around and not like my shit but tell me you saw it. That's like a slap in the face. Like, don't sit around and tell me, oh, I gotta listen to the album. Bro, get the fuck out. Get out my face. Get out my face. Don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. Don't even listen to it. Because it ain't for you. It's not for you. It's for the people that want it. You know what I'm saying? It's for the people that want it. But I have to take accountability in myself and understanding that these people don't owe me shit. So I do get frustrated, but I do have an understanding that they don't owe me anything. And I also have to take accountability in terms of understanding that I have to do a much better job of presenting myself. Or I think I do a good job at presenting myself, but increasing the frequency and understanding that people have to see me. But what this year has also taught me, and what I've gained confidence in over just reading these books and getting the support from the people around me, is that I have to get over, and what I'm working on getting over, and I have already to a degree, not all the way, but it's get over the fear of being seen. I know that a lot of us fear being seen because what's that? Is it Maya Angelou? Like, what is our deepest fear? Is that her quote? What is our deepest fear? What's our deepest fear, Mr. Cruz? Hold on, what she say? Bro. She said, that's not Maya Angelou. Oh, it's what's her name? It don't even say. Marianne Williamson. Yeah, Marianne Wilson. Why did I think that was Maya Angelou? It says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Damn, bro, y'all always throwing an ad on there. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. That's so powerful. Because like I just said, I'm fearful of being seen. So with the light that I possessed, I would hide it. I would hide it as if I'm not him. Why would I do that? But that's the programming. But I've had to undo the programming. I've had to fight through the programming. This shit is stressful. Like, I was stressing, bro. My motherfucking tooth was hurting. I had toothaches and shit, just stressing over things that I didn't really need to stress about. But I had to go through all of that to get through here. So, like I said, in 2024, bro, 2025, based on the experiences that I've had in 2024, and I may make another one of these videos, within a couple days, because I'm chilling on New Year's. I ain't trying to be outside a bunch of drunk motherfuckers that I don't know, picking up all type of energies. That's lame. That's weird. But hey, if you're young, it's a part of my youth too, so have fun. But where I'm at in life right now, I'm not rocking with that. But what I'm focusing on is really just unapologetically expressing the light that exists within me. And like the text said, doing that to inspire other people. Like, if I was scared to get on this video, whenever you're watching it, whatever year you're watching this in, if I was scared to let the light shine, bro, like, I wouldn't have been able to get this message to you. So not only would I have been doing myself a disservice by not expressing myself within the world, given the gifts that I have, I'd be doing you a disservice by not, because if you're here at this point, you gained something from the video. And then this information that has been presented is going to take you somewhere. Where it's going to take you, I hope somewhere positive. I hope, my intention is that it takes you to the deepest parts of who you are, in order for you to gain a better understanding of who it is that you are, the gifts that you possess, the empathy for yourself. Have empathy for yourself and understand that you're not perfect, and you don't have to be. I've had to learn that within my own experience, but I don't have to be perfect. But I am perfectly imperfect, and that's what it's all about, understanding that. Like, I mean, I am very handsome. Am I the handsomest? That's debatable. But, you know what I'm saying, I don't really have to be. Like, I don't have to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm very intelligent. Like, am I the smartest? It's debatable. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm the flyest. That's not debatable. That's not debatable. But getting back to the point, 2024 to 2025, understanding that this isolation has brought me a sense of clarity about who I am as a person, what it is that I need to be doing with my life and with my time, understanding that I should hold myself to a high standard and not limit myself from experiencing the pleasures of life. That's another thing. I think for a long time I was blocking myself from experiencing, how much time I got? 7 minutes. Experiencing the pleasures of life. And with doing that, it was killing my confidence. Like, to the point where it's like I had to like check myself. I slid into this girl's DM the other day, because I had wanted to do it, but then I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. But like, shit, why not? Why can't I do that? I'm thinking like, man, I'm me. You know what I'm saying? So if I want to reach out to somebody, I'm more than within my rights to do that. Like, if I want to reach out to somebody that I'm interested in, because somebody gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And somebody gonna get her. So like, who am I not to get her? Like, why can't I get her? If anything, she should be trying to get me, for real. But for real though, like, understanding that, bro, like, if I want something, bro, like, I'm gonna go get it, period. And I'm not going to dim my light in the process of going to get it, because that's doing the world a disservice, and that's doing God a disservice. It's like if somebody gave you all the tools to be great and you didn't do nothing with it. That's like a smack in the face. Why would you do that? Like, if I sat here and gave you everything you needed to do, like everything you needed to go do something, you know what I'm saying, and you didn't do it, I'm gonna look at you like, bro, like, that's another thing. Like, I grew up in church, and I don't have anything against church or Christianity, you know what I'm saying, because I read my Bible, you know what I'm saying. But one of the things I don't like, and it never made sense to me in terms of like motherfuckers be like, you gotta praise God, praise God, praise God. And while I do believe you should give God your thanks, I think a lot of us do a disservice by not doing what God like intended for us to do, and that's going into the word. It's like, you have children. You wouldn't want your children to just be in your face all day like, thank you, mommy, thank you, mommy, thank you, daddy, you're so great, you're so great. You gonna get irritated, like, bro, get out my face. Go do something. Like, I didn't have you to praise me. I think that's some whole nother conversation. But that's like some weird shit. But I don't think God made us to like I think the way you really praise God is by exploring yourself to the deepest, in the deepest ways that you can, and expressing that. It's like a parent being proud of their child because their child became a great person. They didn't spend all their time idolizing the parent, like the child went out and actually did something. I think that's like the story of like the prodigal son. Like one of the sons just sat there and was comfortable, but the other one went out and made mistakes, and the father favored the one that went out and tried to do something. And I think that within this time of life, we should all try to do something. So moving into 2025 or moving into whatever season or state that you're moving into, I'm just making this in December 2024. But like I said, whenever you see this, and if it resonates with you, moving into whatever state or season that you're moving into with your life, understand that you are great. And I want you to know that you are great. I want you to know that you possess the abilities to create whatever life that it is that has been set on your heart. But you have to do the work, and you have to understand that the process is going to be difficult, and you're going to go through a lot of different experiences, but it's all worth it. It's all worth it. Getting to a point where you can express yourself authentically. I'm looking out the wind is tripping. It's kind of raining all day, but getting to a point where you can express yourself authentically, and embodying the God and the light that is within you. That is something we should all strive to do. And I think, like I keep saying, that is my main focus this year, is moving, and I'm going to do that relentlessly. I'm going to do that. I don't really give a fuck about what anybody else got to say, because at the end of the day, if you don't fuck with me, then you don't matter, not within the realm that I exist. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about really expressing myself and getting to myself and creating the life that I want for myself, because if I don't, then I'll be doing a disservice. I don't have too much time left on this video. I have 3 minutes left. I just want to say thank y'all for a great year. Thank y'all for just being with me. Thank you for being with me. Like I said, whenever you come across this, just thank you for tapping in. I am very grateful for it, and I'm grateful that people have found me that resonate with what it is that I have to say and who I am as an individual. And hopefully I can inspire you to be more of who you are, because we all need more individuals. We need more people to embody the greatness that is within them, instead of trying to conform to the falsehoods and the illusions of the world. We need more people that embody greatness that has been instilled within them. I was watching my nigga Chris Brown. Y'all know Chris Brown, my favorite artist and shit. So I'll be looking at him like, damn, this nigga just was in Africa with the floating over shit. I'm like, oh yeah, this nigga tripping. But seeing things like that, bro, it really lets me know that, bro, I can do whatever it is that I want. And these dreams and goals that have been placed under my heart, bro, I know God gonna make it tenfold, 10 times better than just the glimpse that I've been presented with. But I gotta do it. I gotta do the work, and you gotta do the work, bro. So get to it. Thankful for another year. I'm grateful for all the experiences this year, good and bad. I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to edit this video because I want to go do some more reading. This book has been like calling my name. But I thank you all for watching this video. I thank you for supporting myself, the Purple Era, the music. Yeah, I'm Nick Johnson, aka your favorite cousin, whatever it is that you want to call me. And if I haven't already, I officially welcome you all to the Purple Era. Peace.